I was thinking like I had come across a couple videos, right, where I was where people were talking about breaking generational curses and whether or not you would be the one that's chosen, and how they explain it really be having me feel like that might be me. And reason being is because like one of the things they'll say is like people go through the person go through like mad warfare sometimes at the start of, most of the time at the start of when they were a kid. And me, boy, did I go through it. I went through it like emotionally. Um, I went through it emotionally, man. My mom was trying to break me down emotionally. She don't even. It's so crazy because she gave her life to Christ. I mean, it's not like you giving your life to Christ, you're not gonna run into the enemy. But it's like I don't know. I just the way God has me and like my mind so clear now. I don't understand how this thing did not happen for her too. Like because once you come to God and you start seeking Him, it's really not to me. I don't know. Like once I don't know how to explain it. Like I literally just gave up, and then when I gave up, that's when it all really started happening. And I wasn't intentionally trying to just give it to God. I just was like, look, I'm done. I don't even. And it wasn't no, um, trying to do anything or nothing like that to myself or anything like that. But it was more of just like I just want to lay in the grass and look at the sky for the rest of my life. And I know that sounds funny, but it was more of them. I was just tired. I was tired of thinking. I was tired of having to figure it out. I was over it. And then I was going to make a decision. I had to tell that story later, but I was trying to make a decision to like low key go back to the work because I had like one foot in, one foot out. So I wasn't all the way with God, but I wasn't all the way from God either. And I was going to make a decision to go all the way from God and just wild out. But he like picked me up by my hair and put me over here. Like, we're not doing that. We got far, so I'm trying to get you to where you need to get, but you got to tap in to give it to me. And the hardest part about me is I don't know how to give it to him because I'm like, God, I've always had to fend for myself. I don't know how to give this thing wholeheartedly to you to handle. And it's not saying he don't know how to handle it. It's just saying I don't know how to give it. So it ain't what it is. Like I've never had help like that ever. I've always had to figure everything out. And by that time I was ready to give up, I was just through figuring it out. And even though I know God is the one who could ultimately help me, I just wasn't. How do you do that when you're not used to trusting people? You know what I'm saying? It was just it was a thing. So I guess I feel like God really heard my cry and felt all that pain and all that stuff, this everything that I was feeling, he felt that for me. And I just feel like he took it and put me like, look, I'm gonna put you right here because you need to, maybe you need a little kick, because I was right there wanting to learn about him and wanting to really get closer, but I just wasn't pushing myself to do it because at that time, if we gonna keep it a buck, the enemy was he had me. He was trying to get me. Um Mentally, because that's how he attack you anyway. He attack you mentally first. And if he could, because we know if you can get God mentally, everything else gonna fall in place. So you definitely gotta watch it there with all that like depression and just everything. So I feel like for me, low key, I think I'm that generational curse breaker in my bloodline because I'm not like the rest of them. And I dealt with mad warfare when I was young. I felt like, you know, the enemy was definitely trying to deteriorate me um from becoming who I am now. Like now, y'all, I promise you, I feel so free. I can't even explain how free I feel. I don't have nothing that I want material wise. Nothing, right? Meaning just on this earth, I don't have anything that I want material wise. And I feel the greatest I've ever felt. And I've never been materialistic, but I'm just saying it to say you don't even need the materials. You like look, you really need God. And I see why people when they come to God, they really advocate because it's such a different feeling you cannot get nowhere else. I was so drained. Like when I gave up, it was just a drainage. I didn't let everybody drain me and nothing was pouring into me. I couldn't get a sip of nothing. It was just nothing. And once God did whatever he did, once he grabbed me by the hand, I was that it was like I can't tell you where the strength came from because I didn't have no more. Like I didn't have nothing else to give. I was so burnt out. I've been ripping and running in survival mode for since I was 19. I am 32. I am turning 33 this year. I was done. I was done. I was done, y'all. I was done. I would have never even seen myself getting back on YouTube. I say that in my other videos. Like that's why I keep saying it because I can't even believe I'm back on YouTube. This was something that was draining me. When I was trying to do it, it was like it was frustrating. Everything that I tried to do, that I tried to decisions I made to try to get ahead, I was getting knocked back 5, 10 steps. And each time I feel like, in my opinion, that it was for me to to let God handle it, but I just wasn't giving it to him because I didn't know how. Like when you're a person that always have to figure out something, you don't trust nobody. How am I supposed to get at like, especially something I can't even see now? First, I can't even give it to nobody that I can see. Now I got to give it to somebody I can't see. Man, it's a hard task to do, but it's doable. And when you do it, Lord have mercy. It's the best thing in the world. It's the best thing in the world, y'all. Best thing in the world. I wouldn't trade this for nothing. I'm telling you, I could go build me a hut and live in it. I need me a little stand because the camera just fell. The camera just fell. But now yeah. So but yeah, y'all, this is beyond it's a beyond beautiful feeling to come to God and not have to worry about nothing. And like I said, I really don't know how to explain it because I just don't think about nothing. Like I just don't my anxiety before, I guess that's what it was. It was so bad. Like if something wasn't happening, I have to have plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G, just to make sure. Like if this one didn't work, then I got a backup plan because I had to fend for myself for so long. That now I'm just like, damn. I'm like, man, it's. I don't have to think about it. That's how I think about giving it to God. It's just I don't have to think about it. If I say, God, I need a place, and when people explain that, you gotta realize it's not gonna be instant. It's not saying he can't do it instantly because if he wanted to, he will. But for the most part, it's really patience because God is not a God that just wants you just to ask him for stuff and he do it. Like he's not no servant like that. You know what I mean? So but two, when God wants you to seek him and get closer to him, he wants it to be genuine. And then he's gonna work on the inside of you because he don't want to give you something that he know you ain't gonna do good with. So he not giving you something to destroy you for it to destroy you at the end. So if he do the work in the inside of you first, then he know, by the time you get this thing that you want, um, you'll know how to handle it and take care of it, type of thing. So that's that's kind of like where I'm at now, is where he's doing the work, the inner work in me. And the difference with me and like my mom is I'm okay with constructive criticism. Like if you tell me, let's say we friends or something, and you tell me I do something to you, I'm not just gonna automatically dismiss what you're saying. I'm gonna now if I really didn't mean it that way or whatever the case is, I could still, explain my point and say, hey, well, this is what I said, and this is how I said it, this is why I said it. But if it really hurt you, or if it, since you're saying that it hurts you, that was never my intentions. I apologize. You know how hard it is for people to say that, to say they sorry and really like change going forward. It's so hard for people to just really be sorry. I understand. If you hurt my feelings, why you wouldn't want to say sorry if you care about me? It just don't be making sense. But anyway, y'all, that's going into a whole nother thing. Um, that's where God really got me at right now. He really just changing me. And I'm not gonna say I didn't need a lot of work. I'm just saying like I'm a very nice person. But where I know my areas of like where I need help. My area, I give a lot. And I'll give so much to the point where like I said I was before, I was getting drained, and that I can't you can't be a child of God doing whatever he's telling you to do and then you letting people drain you. It wouldn't make sense. Like it's definitely working on me saying no because it's so I don't know, like I'm a solution person. If you say I got a problem, yo, let's fix it. Let's figure out how to fix it. I don't want to sulk in the issue. I don't. We could talk about it, but after that, how we fixing it? That's it. It's nothing else. It's either how we fixing it, and that's it. Because to every problem, there's a solution. So, um, because I'm like that, if a person, I care about come to me and say, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, I'm automatically like, okay, let's fix it. And then I'm taking action. I think people are not used to that. That's really what I think it is. I think people might not be used to someone really trying to help them. So then you get those type of people who either keep that problem alive. I don't know if they like it. I don't know what be wrong with people. Because a lot, like, people make a lot of gray areas. They create a lot of gray areas that don't need to be created. And I really just don't understand how that be working like that. But yeah, so I really do feel like that's where God has me now. He's working on the inner part of me, with me being able to be strong and say no. Especially it's really with family members. I could say no to other people, but it's really family because in my head, they always tell you family is all you got. But then in my head too, it's like we're here to help each other. That's how I always thought. So family stick together. I've been trying to stick to everybody and ain't nobody sticking to me. I ain't never have help from family when I really think about it. But if you call me, I'm the first one who gonna answer, and then we're gonna get it together. So that's why I take it so personal. Like if a family member do something to me, cause like what the heck? Where did that? I don't even understand how you can get there, or really when anybody take it, cause I know how I handle people. I don't handle people recklessly. If I really call you a friend, like even back when I was in high school, um, people used to call the girls used to call each other sister. My sister. I did not like that. I was like, I can't call you my sister because I take that name serious. I take the title serious. I'm very serious about titles. So if you my sister, I really gotta rock with you. But if you a friend, then you just a friend. If you know what I'm saying, like, nah, I just, hey sister, you meet somebody, next day y'all calling each other sister. What? No, ain't no sister. What's up, friend? And for the longest, it's the same thing with like relationships. I cannot say in a relationship that I love you if I don't love you. If I don't love you, you say I love you, I'm like, okay. Or I'll be quiet. Like I can't say I love you if I don't love you. It's not gonna work. I'm very serious when people do certain things because it'd be like, y'all never had to take it there. It was never that serious, but I always stand on it's the principle of things. And I think that's what sets me aside from my family too, because I will make a person stand on what they like. It'd be so much dysfunction that as soon as that one person come in and try to shed light on that dysfunction, man, you're gonna be the enemy. And that's really kind of like with some situations that has happened with me. That's really what it was. I was shedding light on a lot of stuff in my immediate family, with a couple situations I done went through that I ain't gonna talk about right now. Yeah, it's that shedding that light because darkness. That's ain't that in the Bible? Darkness and light can't exist at the same time. So as soon as I'm shining that light on that issue, they looking at me like, "Who are you? Who are you to think that you can?" And at that time, I didn't know who I was, but you know, and I feel like, and I always had like a strong spirit. I always did, but I was kind of what do you call it, like closed in, because I ain't know how people was gonna perceive it for real. And I too, it was intimidation too, because my mom, intimidated us a lot just to keep us kind of low key under control. Um, yeah, it's crazy. Like that's why I said, man, I know, I'm definitely different. And when I come across those videos, I'm like, man, it gotta be something in this because this y'all explaining me. Like this really what was going on with me. So I feel like I definitely am. And two, the way to confirm that for me is like I don't treat my kids the way I was treated. I didn't like how I was treated. I think it was foul. It wasn't right. And I know there's no playbook to life, but at the same time, I can't just like you can't. Like I forgave my mom for the stuff, but that don't mean you got to keep doing it. That don't mean you have to keep making you do it. Like, and I understand people say, "Oh, your mom and your father." That's your mom. That's your dad. That's your aunt. That's your grandma. That's your sister. That's your brother. That's your cousin. I don't give a darn who it is. At the end of the day, If you don't treat me with the same type of respect that I treat you, why should I continue to let you have access to me? It's never, God's never going to want you in a situation that's going to keep hurting you. That's what people have to understand. Just because you have a title, just because I was born in this family, does not mean I have to keep dealing with how y'all deal, how y'all act. And I don't want to. I can't fake it. I cannot fake the funk, y'all. If I don't like you, I'm just not gonna like you. I don't gotta be disrespectful, but I'm just not gonna be around you. I don't, I don't be trying to scheme people, like, scheme and scam. I be chilling, and I really be chilling. I'm really myself. Like, what you see is what you're gonna get. It's not nothing more than that. It's really not nothing more than that. I'm not doing nothing out of the ordinary, but really being who I am. I'm very confident in who I am, and at a young age, my mom definitely tried to break that down too. She would say little slick stuff, and I used to be looking like, and I used to tell my sister, because my sister is 5 years younger than me, and I used to tell her, don't let mommy say anything to you and make you feel no type of way. Like, and I would sometimes I'll sneak a little, little sneak and be like, look how she look. She gonna talk about us how she look. But but then sometimes I really just was on like, just because she say it don't make it true. Number one, number two, how she gonna tell you something? She ain't even doing what she need to do about that situation. So you can't tell me something about a situation you not even fixing yourself. Like, she used to comment on our weight a lot. Like, girl, you heavy yourself. How you gonna comment on my weight and you big too? You can't say I need to lose it. You need to lose it with me. But it was just always like, she always was trying to say little stuff. And it wasn't as bad because people got like, it's always worse somewhere, right? So I took that on the chin. I'm not gonna say it's not an excuse for what she did, but I just took it on the chin because I didn't believe none of it. Nobody can tell me, oh, you're ugly. I'm never gonna believe that. That's never gonna make sense to me because I believe I'm not. So how can you make me change how I think of myself? Um, I've been bigger, I've been smaller, I've been bigger, I've been smaller. Like, I don't care about no weight. Like, we're people. It doesn't matter. I've been big, I've been small. It is what it is. We all go through stuff. Ain't nobody worried about no darn fat. I don't understand how people even trip off of that. And even like, when you back in the day, now back in the day, I did think I was heavier than I was, and I wasn't. But that's not the point. The point is, I don't care about that. And if you do, you got to get far away from me. But she used to comment on that. She used to comment on the clothes we wore. First of all, you buy the clothes. So how you comment on that? And then the way she used to do me was like, my little sister, she would buy my sister clothes that she could wear, but would never let me wear. That would always make it seem like it was, like she could wear certain things and then I couldn't. And I just used to be looking like, girl, what? If I wear that, you would have a fit. So I never used to let her try to break me down, but I feel like, she was being used at that time to kind of do that. And then, I mean, obviously it didn't work. And that's why I really feel like, part of me really feels I really am that generational curse breaker for my bloodline, because my kids have never experienced that. Like, me and my daughter are so tight, it don't even make no sense how tight we are. It don't even make no sense. That girl literally she would believe anything I say. I could tell that girl the grass is red, and she will go and be like, "Yep, y'all, the grass is red," and she'll be defending it, like, look crazy and everything. So I appreciate that, because that's, obviously something that I wanted as a kid, to have that type of relationship with my mom, and I just wasn't able to have it. But God really worked, like, God really used the stuff that you had to go through to help you. Because honestly, all that stuff that I went through, I am so numb in a sense of, nobody can say anything to hurt my feelings. I literally have the the I had the only soft spot I have is my kids. That's it, because I'm so overprotective of how they're treated. That's it. Like, you can't say, "Oh, you're this, you're that, you look like this, you look like that, you're never gonna be." You could never tell me that. I'm never gonna believe it. I don't even care if I don't have nothing to prove that otherwise. I'm still never gonna believe it. And that was something that, um, in my immediate family, they kind of struggle with, like, self esteem. And I've always had the highest self-esteem because I just have. So just certain traits I look and I'm like, man, I gotta be the one. And like I said, how I treat them, excuse me, they're never gonna hear or see half the stuff that I do. I don't even argue in front of my kids. Like, if me and their dad was needed to have a conversation, we can handle that. Like I've always felt like we handle that on the side. We're gonna act a certain way in front of these kids because we're gonna show them that this is what it is. And then on the side, in a room or somewhere, pull you to the side and we can curse each other out in lowercase letters. Like they just don't need to see no violence. You could teach them about violence, but you don't need to be the participant. And that's just what it is. That's why I've always been, I've always been a person to walk away. My family and most black families, what they tell you to do? Go head first. I be trying to go head first. Now, you could just do or say anything now. But at the same time, I try to think before I act. I've always been that type of person. That's something that they didn't do. So it's just certain traits that I've seen in myself that I'm realizing when I'm watching these videos. Like, I might be on to something. I really might be. And I'm not gonna lie, it's a big task to take because when you think about generational, it's not just the generation before you, it's generations. So it's hecka work that you gotta do or undo, if you will. But the beauty of it all is that you're not doing it by yourself and you're not doing it off your own strength because we can't win off our own strength anyway. I get tired so fast it don't make no sense. So it's just one of those situations where it's like once you tap into God, man, it's like tapping into God is like tapping into unlimited opportunities, unlimited resources. It's just a matter of staying there. That's really what it is. And by no means am I saying that it's easy because it's not. Like especially when you're used to something, you gotta undo a lot of stuff. One with yourself, and then two, if you are gonna be the generational curse breaker for your family, then it's gonna be a whole lot more you're gonna have to deal with. But I really think that's why God set me apart to, for my life at least. I had to feel all of that heat in the beginning, like it's mad stuff. And you know what? The part of me don't want to ever. Part of me wants to speak on it because sometimes I feel like that's part of the testimony. But then knowing how the internet is, like we're supposed to be leading with love, right? The internet not gonna lead with love. And I'm not trying to get, not that anybody know me or know my family, but I'm not trying to intentionally bring hate to people because some of the stuff that has happened, I'm pretty sure somebody can relate to because they've dealt with it. And the more it get out there, the more people is going to see it, going to comment, going to share, things of that nature. And I just don't want no, and like the internet is very good investigators. So I just don't be wanting people because I'm not trying to intentionally hurt nobody regardless, but it is part of my story. Like it did happen. It's like I be battling with that because it's like I want to say certain stuff because I'm over it. Like God has allowed me really to. I just don't feel nothing towards it, and I don't feel nothing towards the people that did it. Like people that has done stuff. I don't feel nothing towards them as far as like hating nothing like that. It's more of like I really hope you change type of thing. I'm just hoping that you can heal and change on whatever. And while their experience isn't my experience, it's still one of those things where it's like, I don't, we all got our stuff, right? But I just don't want unnecessary, like, hate and stuff to come to them because that's not what my intention is. So I don't know, y'all, like, how do y'all feel? Like, comment below because I know my testimony and things that has happened to me obviously could probably help somebody. But at the same time, is it the way that you tell the story? Like, you tell the story with, like, the story factual, not to the point where you can feel the emotion towards it. Not saying that emotion can't, because emotions are very much real and valid because it's this stuff happen. So I'm not saying like tears in that because I don't want no, I don't want no sympathy. I'm not looking for sympathy. It's more of just shedding a light on something that has happened and how I overcame it. But then I don't want all that hate to be. I'm not saying this stuff for the hate to be spewed on them. And even though I'm not directly turning it to them, I don't want God looking at me like, you knew if you would have said X, Y, and Z that, like, I don't know. Like, what do y'all do? Comment in the comments. Yeah, comment in the comments below on on what y'all would do, because I really don't know how to. It's like, it's your life and it's other people involved, so it's a delicate situation. And even though I wouldn't try to paint the person in a negative way. It's like they painted themselves in that picture, but I don't want it getting out from my lips in a negative way, and allowing other outside things coming towards them in a hateful manner. Because the intention behind me saying it is not for me to get them back by any means. Vengeance is God, it's not mine. But at the same time, I only can state the facts. I'm not going to make up nothing. But at the same time, it's like, you don't look good in it. Like a lot of people keep pretend. That's the thing. Like a lot of people pretend. And so when you start putting out the real stuff of situations, they start getting mad. And I just don't know I haven't figured out how to balance that yet. Like, that's something obviously I got to go to God about too. But I want to know, if y'all have a testimony, I want y'all to comment in the comments below. If y'all have a testimony, how do y'all go about saying that testimony without hate being brought back on that person?